Once again, your broadcast of HVTV1 and the Hidden Valley Mustangs will begin shortly. We're just waiting for these players to warm up, and then we'll get the show on the road. Thank you for watching HVTV1. Once again, Hidden Valley Mustangs and the North Valley Knights will begin shortly on HVTV1.com.
Welcome to HVTV1 Student News, live on HVTV1.com. The following is a special presentation of the Hidden Valley High School Mustangs of Murphy, Oregon. Welcome to the Bi-Mart Game and Event of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. This event is sponsored in part by Oregon California Supply, by Fields Ace Home Center, by Southern Oregon Sanitation, by CircleK.com, powered by Colvin Oil, by Robco, and by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. Hidden Valley High School Athletics and Activities is also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors like Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, Pete Allen Surveying, by Stephen Stark Excavation, Dar Benton Construction, by Southern Oregon Audio Visual, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Thanks for watching HVTV1 Student News live on HVTV1.com.
Hello and welcome to HVTV1 Student News and the Weimar Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com. Today's game is presented in part by Field Ace Home Center, Burger King, by Robco, Oregon California Supply, Southern Oregon Sanitation, MyCircleK.com, and Riverside Ready Mix. Hello everybody, I'm Josh Eldridge along with Caleb Dybala coming to you live from North Valley High School in Merlin. We're ready to bring you another exciting event on the Hidden Valley High School Mustangs on HVTV1.com. Today's game features the Hidden Valley Mustangs and the North Valley Knights. Stay tuned as our MyCircleK pregame show continues as we bring up the history between these two teams, the standings in the skyline, and of course, the first serve on HVTV1.com.
It's the season of sneezes and sniffles, and your Bi-Mart Pharmacy is here to help you keep them away. We have everything you need to stay healthy, including flu shots currently available for the whole family. Call or stop by your Bi-Mart Pharmacy for available times and get vaccinated today. And be sure to get ready with cough drops, cold medicine, and natural remedies while you're here. Bi-Mart, get ready for your season for less.
Welcome back to the Weimar Game of the Week, HVTV1.com, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. Again, tonight's matchup between the Hidden Valley Mustangs and the North Valley Knights. For the third time in under a week here on HVTV1, it's going to be the Knights and the Mustangs. Again, last Friday night, the Mustangs winning the football battle 29-28 against the North Valley Knights. That was at Mustang Stadium. Last night, soccer, boys soccer, the Mustangs losing that one 3-0. And then, of course, tonight, girls volleyball between the Knights and the Mustangs. Over the past 5 years, however, it's been very one-sided. The Mustangs taking 9 of the last 10 visits between these two teams. The last win for North Valley coming on September 17th of 2015, where they won 3-2 over the Mustangs. Again, in that year of 2015, they tied the Skyline Conference. It was at the top, 8-2, all three of these teams, Hidden Valley, North Valley, and Henley, all tied for that first place in the Skyline Conference. Hidden Valley having more recent success, though. Again, over the past couple years, they finished third place against, or in the state, I guess I should say, last year finishing third, a tournament which Valley Catholic would go on to win. They're the reigning state champions. Year before that, and as well before that, finishing third place in the entire state of Oregon. The last time they were in a championship game was 2011, where they were runner-up. Again, that's their only title appearance, where they lost to Crook County 3-0. North Valley, their only title appearance is in 1985, where they finished second place against Gladstone 2-0. Again, 1985 state runner-ups for North Valley. We take a look at the big picture. Here's the OSA top 10 standings for girls volleyball. Look like this. Number 1, it's Cottage Grove. They are 9-1 tonight versus Elmira High School at home. Number 2 is Sweet Home. They are 8-1. They are traveling to Sisters High School tonight. Number 3 is your own Hidden Valley Mustangs. They are 6-2, of course, playing the North Valley Knights in Merlin tonight. Number 4 in the state is LeGrand at 8-1. They are in a tournament at Sisters High School. Their next opponent is to be decided. Again, a tournament at Sisters High School. Number 4, LeGrand. Number 5 is Philomath. They are 10-3. They are at Newport tonight. Number 6, the reigning champions, Valley Catholic, are 6-2. They are at Seaside tonight. Number 7, Marshfield, 11-2. That's Thuisla High School. Number 8, Estacada, 6-2 versus Malala at home. Number 9, Corbett at 7-2. They are also at home, this time versus Gladstone. And number 10, Astoria, they're 8-3 against Banks tonight at home. So again, 6 of the top 10 teams traveling tonight in the OSA, but what we're focused on is this Skyline Conference. You take a look at the Skyline Conference as it stands right now. Number 1 is Hidden Valley. They are 2-0 in league play, 6-2 overall. Again, they are 3rd in the state. Behind them is Henley at 1-1. Henley is 8-4 overall. They are 11th in the state, so knocking on the door of cracking that list. Klamath Union is in 3rd place. They are also 1-1. They are 6-5 overall. The Phoenix Pirates, they are 1-1 in league play and 3-9 overall. The North Valley Knights, they're 1-1 in league play. They are 2-8 overall. And then finally rounding out the list is the Mazama Vikings at 0-2. They're 2-8 overall. Last time out for these teams, we take a look at what happened Tuesday the 18th, as that was the last time all these Skyline teams played. Hidden Valley, of course, blanking Henley at home 3-0. Phoenix High School doing the same to Mazama 3-0. And North Valley and Klamath Union, their matchup was a little bit closer as the Pelicans took that one 3-2 over the Knights. Tonight we look around the Skyline Conference. Henley and Mazama going at it at Mazama High School. Klamath Union traveling to Phoenix to take on the Pirates. And of course tonight here in Merlin, Hidden Valley and the Mustangs going at it. Next Tuesday, the next time these Skyline teams face off, North Valley is going to be traveling to Klamath Falls to play Henley High School. Klamath Union is playing Mazama. And Phoenix High School, the Pirates will be traveling to Mustang Court to play the Hidden Valley Mustangs, number 3rd ranked in the state are those Mustangs again as they finish 3rd place the last few times out. And the My Circle K pregame show continues when we bring you the starting lineups and the national anthem as well as the first serve of this rivalry matchup. Stay tuned, you're watching HVTV1's By Mark Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank.
TV1 is presented in part by Bimart. Bimart delivers value every day with weekly ads, owner's choice pricing, cyber deals, and Lucky Number Tuesday. Get ready for your season for less with Bimart. For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass, thanks to Southern Oregon Sanitation. TV1 is presented in part by Bimart. Bimart delivers value every day with weekly ads, owner's choice pricing, cyber deals, and Lucky Number Tuesday. Get ready for your season for less with Bimart. For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass, thanks to Southern Oregon Sanitation.
Welcome back to the Bimart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1. Again, this matchup between the Hidden Valley Mustangs and the North Valley Knights, the 3rd time in a week that these two schools have faced off. Again, Friday night in football, the Mustangs taking that one. Last night, boys soccer, the Knights taking that one rather, 3-0. Both of those games in Murphy, but this time girls volleyball tonight in Merlin. Again, I'm Josh Eldridge along with Caleb DeBala. We get set to bring this one to you again live on HVTV1.com. Caleb, two of these teams, one is a powerhouse in the Skyline, one has been middle of pack these past couple years. What do you expect to see in this one?
I think we'll see what we do a lot from Hidden Valley and their volleyball team. Pretty dominant, a lot of confidence coming out on the floor. They're definitely going to be looking to come ahead early and take control of the game. And obviously North Valley is going to try and not let them do that. We'll definitely see. I think we'll definitely be seeing a good game tonight, even though, as you said, North Valley a little bit middle of the pack. They usually will probably show up to play a little bit more against their rivals here. As we've been saying, every night, a lot of rivalry games. There's definitely a bit of a different element to it, if you will.
Yeah, I agree with you, and we talked about it last night in boys soccer. Is these two teams always have a little bit more to them when it comes to the rivalry matches. Even in football they did. I mean, the Mustangs just showed up, and that was a very close, fun game to watch, but definitely that team bringing a different element to the football team. That as well, you mentioned middle of the pack, and I think I agree with that. That they are the underdog, but bringing a little bit more something. One thing new head coach Lamaka said of the Hidden Valley Mustangs, he mentioned early on in the season that they had felt that they weren't playing their brand of volleyball, and now in a recent interview he said that he really likes how his team is playing. He gets surprised by him every night and is really pleasantly surprised at that, about how good and resilient these girls are. And one thing that Motion I had touched on the last time we were out volleyball is that how momentum-based these teams actually are. Hidden Valley can be knocked down, and it'll take a second for them to get back up, but they usually get back up in a big way, and Hidden Valley can keep the momentum and run with it just like anyone else in the state. And that's one thing I think is going to be important moving forward, is to not let the Knights get too far out in front or get too close, but at the same token, the Mustangs can run off a string of 10 in a row at sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. When they get going, as we've seen in previous years, it's really hard for any team really to stop them when they get on that roll. So, we're definitely in for a hard-fought game. I think North Valley will be bringing their A game, and I think Hidden Valley will too. So, this is definitely going to be a fun one.
So again, Hidden Valley has won their last 4 straight, only 2 losses on the season, 1 against Cottage Grove and 1 against Crook County. So 2 losses against 2 very good teams, and this team knows that they were close against those 2 teams as well. But again, 4 wins coming in their last 4 games, only letting 2 sets drop in those games. Again, 1 on Saturday versus Banks and 1 on Saturday versus Marshfield. So a team playing some of their best volleyball right now, and we're going to see it live on HVTV1. My Circle K pregame show continues in just a few moments, but stay tuned for the Bimart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com.
HVTV1 Student News is sponsored in part by Fields Ace Home Center, your hometown hardware store where you drive a little and save a lot. Fields Ace Home Center is open 7 days a week in Murphy. This event also sponsored in part by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. Since 1954, our flame-grilled, freshly prepared tradition goes into every order from Burger Kings of Southern Oregon.
Welcome back to the Bimart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com, presented, of course, by Evergreen Federal Bank. Warm-up starting to slow down a little bit, but I think we still got a few more minutes to go here before this one. Yeah, we will. So, my Circle K pregame show continues. Again, this one being between the Mustangs and the Knights, 2 rival teams ready to go out of here. Caleb touched on it. The Knights are a little bit middle of the pack, but going to bring their A game tonight, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they might have seen from the Mustangs. We'll touch on it a little bit in the game, but some of the Mustangs' strengths and weaknesses that we've seen so far in the season, and we'll touch on that a little bit more going forward. But again, the Knights, they are tremendous underdogs coming into this one. Only 1 win in the past 5 years for the Knights. They are 1-9 against Hidden Valley. Again, their last win coming on September 17th of 2015. Where the Knights came away with a 3-2 win over the Mustangs. But again, in that year of 2015, they tied for the Skyline Conference title. Both teams 8-2, but it was a 3-way tie between Hidden Valley, North Valley, and Henley. So all these teams, they're not too far removed from a good year in 2015. And the Henley Hornets, they're still as strong as ever. The Mustangs are as strong as ever, but the Knights, maybe they're on the up and up. Maybe we'll see them come back strong into this one, and maybe, who knows, maybe we'll see them break that streak of 1-9 in the past 5 years. And frankly, I'm interested to see. I always like coming out to these volleyball games. There's always high energy, at least in the stands and on the court, and it gets loud and it gets fun. So warm-up's still starting to cool down a little bit here in Merlin. Again, the Mustangs on the road tonight. They will be tomorrow night too in Hidden Valley. The HVTV1 covers Hidden Valley football at Salem Academy tomorrow night. You can go ahead and check that one out on our website, hvtv1.com, or on our YouTube page at HVTV1 Student News. Again, tomorrow night versus Salem Academy, the Mustangs will be on the road, and we will too, bringing you that one live on site at Salem Academy. So warm-ups look to be concluded here in Merlin. I'm not quite sure what the next step is here. I believe we're going to hear from our PA announcer, and starting lineups coming to you on hvtv1.com.
Welcome to tonight's game against the Hidden Valley Mustangs and your North Valley Lady Knights. If you could please stand, gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. So from Hidden Valley, number 6, Trina Chalk. Number 13, Annabelle Brown. And your starters, number 2, Grace Landis. Number 7, Janelle Hurley. Number 8, Joanna DeVos. Number 9, Elizabeth DeVos. Number 10, Rachel Lister. Number 11, Hallie Jesse. And your libero, number 3, Olivia Dixon. And now for your North Valley Lady Knights. Number 7, Chloe Russell. Number 10, Jessica Hertog. Number 11, Alicia Schmidt. Number 15, Emily Galusha. And your starters, number 1, Rebecca Miller. Number 3, Abby Kirkland. Number 4, Taylor Leland. Number 5, Kendall Beatley. Number 6, Kylie Copenhagen. Number 14, Elise
So looks like we're getting ready to get started here in Merlin. Again, the Knights and the Mustangs. This first game is brought to you by Fields Ace Home Center. HVTV1 is sponsored by Fields Ace Home Center, your hometown hardware store where you drive a little and save a lot. Fields Ace Home Center is open 7 days a week in Murphy. Again, up front for the Mustangs, we'll set this up for you. Number 11 is the captain, Hallie Jesse. Number 9, Elizabeth DeVos. And back there in the corner is Janelle Hurley. In the back is Rachel Polster, Grace Landis, and Olivia Jackson. Starting lineups for the Hidden Valley Mustangs. We'll get you North Valleys as we move forward. And the first serve goes over. That one stopped by Olivia Jackson. An early point for the Mustangs as they get out ahead first after that one goes out of bounds. That's how you like to start this one. An early point for the Mustangs. This time back to serve will be Trina Toth. Popped up and an attempt was made by Kylie Copenhaver, but it'll be no good. 2-0 early for the Mustangs. That was set up by Rebecca Miller, and Copenhaver tried to knock that one over, but it looked like she was caught on her back foot. That'll be a point for the Mustangs, as I believe Miller touched the net. Basic rule violation. 3-0 early for the Mustangs as they get out to an early lead. Popped up by Miller, and that one was dumped off in front by DeVos. Dumps it off in front. That'll be another point for the Mustangs. And that one heading into the stands off the hand of Kendall Beagley. Another point for the Stangs. 5-0 early. And that was about 5 points, was about the biggest difference between Henley and Hidden Valley just a couple nights ago. The biggest lead that the Mustangs had was that of 7 points. That one going out at 6-0 start for the Mustangs. That'll be a timeout on the floor. The score going into this break is 6-0 with the Mustangs leading. You're watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com.
TV1 is presented in part by Bi-Mart. Bi-Mart delivers value every day with weekly ads, owner's choice pricing, cyber deals, and Lucky Number Tuesday. Get ready for your season for less with Bi-Mart. For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass, thanks to Southern Oregon Sanitation.
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the Bi-Mart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. The score is 6-0 as we get back into it. The Mustangs with an early commanding lead over the Knights. Toth is still serving as the streak has been unbroken. 6-0 to start out this game. Popped up in the air. Miller dumping it off, and a nice point that time going to Hidden Valley as that one was hit hard by the junior Kalavikoglu.
The pretty small Hidden Valley section making a lot of noise over there, as you can see.
Miller diving out for that one. A nice save by the net. But I believe Copenhaver will have touched the net. Another point for Hidden Valley. Is 8 straight points to start the game, and it's been a commanding one so far. Popped up by Miller. And dumped off by DeVos. Another point for the Mustangs. Miller tried to get it over the net. Another point for the Mustangs. A 10-0 run to start this one out. That's definitely where you want to be if you're the Hidden Valley Mustangs. The Knights, they're going to have to pull off a miracle if they want to try to come back into this one. Toth knocking it over. That one's going to go out of bounds. So finally the Knights get a point. A long-awaited one at that, is 10-1 the score now. Back to serve for the Knights is Kendall Beagley. DeVos trying to spike that one down and couldn't quite do it. That one set up. DeVos pumping it up. Now Polster. Oh, and unfortunate is Kalevikoglu. She misses that one. That time back to serve for the Mustangs was DeVos, and Kalevikoglu dumping that one off. And now Landis puts it right in the middle. It's 12-1 the score for the Mustangs. Grace Landis, if you'll remember, was our HVTV1 player of the game on Tuesday. We'll see if she shows a similar performance tonight. And off the wrong side of the fist from Taylor Nealons. 13-1 the score for the Mustangs. Off to a commanding lead early. They now lead by 12 as DeVos, she puts that one over. That call could have gone either way, 13-2. A nice block up front, that time coming from the person of Joanna DeVos, a freshman. Now back to serve for the Mustangs is senior captain Hallie Jesse. Oh, and a point for the Knights. And I think DeVos, interesting call. So they are giving it to the Mustangs as a little bit of a delayed call, and DeVos, she dumped that one off, and well, that Hidden Valley student section is getting loud, huh?
Oh yeah, they are definitely liking this 2-15 lead, I'll tell you that.
I'm not too surprised by how many of them came out, but the North Valley student section isn't even answering back, and that's what I'm most surprised at.
Yeah, you know, I think maybe they'll start answering back when the team does.
Yeah, that's a fair point for sure.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll just be silent the whole game. That would be a very strange turn of events right there.
So the score's still holding at 15-2, and I'm not quite sure what they're debating up there. I think it's whether or not DeVos touched the ball before it went over the net, in which case if she did, it would be a point for the Knights, and if she let it go over, it would be a point for the Mustangs, because that ball did end up falling over on the side of North Valley, but the ruling here is awkward because that ball seemed to have gone over the Hidden Valley side. But close call for sure, and that's what they're talking about down there. In the meantime, though, we'd like to remind you that HVTV1 is sponsored by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. You can mix and match for $6, a Whopper or a chicken sandwich, or you can get one of each for just $6 at Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. So they're deciding that the point goes to the Mustangs. 15-2 the score right now. Still back to serve is Hallie Jesse. And the serve finally does go over. Miller setting it up. That time hit over by Nealons, and now Jackson setting it up for Landis as she dumps that one off. And it stays in bounds, perfectly placed in the back corner, 16-2 now. Great placement by Grace Landis. Timeout is called. The score is 16-2. The Mustangs are leading as we go into this break. You're watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com.
HVTV1 Student News is sponsored in part by Fields Ace Home Center, your hometown hardware store where you drive a little and save a lot. Fields Ace Home Center is open 7 days a week in Murphy. This event also sponsored in part by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. Since 1954, our flame-grilled, freshly prepared tradition goes into every order from Burger Kings of Southern Oregon.
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the Bi-Mart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. Serving is Hallie Jesse. The score 16-2 as we come out of the break. Miller setting that one up and hitting the back and off the hand of Olivia Jackson. So a point.
Sorry about that.
A point for the Knights. You all right there?
Oh, yeah. We're doing good.
Okay. That one popped up by Landis. That one set up by Jesse. It cannot find the back corner. A nice setup by Jesse. Landis trying to get that one over. And well done by DeVos and Landis up front, just creating the wall. 17-0, or 17-4 rather. It seems like 17-0, as North Valley can't gain any momentum. Now it's Grace Landis back to serve. Hit over by Miller, this time popped up by Jesse. Chanel Hurley gets that one over just barely, and that'll be another point for the Stangs. That time it was set by Hercoltz for North Valley. Landis again popping that one up. Now Jesse set up for Hurley, and another save by Landis down low. A good job there. Polster almost stealing a point for the Mustangs, and now a nice save by Polster. Oh, unfortunate as that one had a lot of curve to it, but it'll knock off the top of the net. 18-5. Back to serve now for the Knights. Emily Galusha. A nice save by Galusha in the back. Jackson pumping it up. Jackson trying to save that one. Will be a point for the Knights. I'm not sure if you guys saw it there at home, but that Hidden Valley student section going a little bit wild. I believe that was some sort of chant coming out. Interesting stuff, but they're definitely letting their presence be known as another point for the Knights. 18-7, they're trying to claw back into this one, but if I didn't know any better, I'd say that this game is over.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We still got a lot of volleyball left to play.
Another one. The Knights really trying to work hard at this one. 18-8, they're only down by 10. Galusha, another serve, that time stopped by Jackson. Jesse gonna set it up, and Hurley almost laying it down, and the rafters coming into play, unfortunate. Nothing you can control there as those rafters came into play a lot at Hidden Valley too. This time going against the Knights. That one lands out of bounds, another point for the Mustangs. 20-8. Lady Stangs only need 5 more to take this first game. Off the top of the net, DeVos is there. That time set up by Jesse, and now Hurley. She did a good job. The wall up front by North Valley not good enough, as right as that bounces off and it rolls out of bounds. So 21-8 now in favor of the Mustangs. Olivia Jackson back to serve. Another point for the Mustangs. (22-9) now. Down by 13. Serving now for the Knights. Isabel Kirkland, as that one popped up. Jesse and now Polster. That was a good stop up front by the North Valley Knights. Will go out of bounds off of the hand of Jessica Herkholtz. That was a lightning bolt. (23-9). Mustangs coming out here with a vengeance, and they are proving themselves why they are the top of the Skyline Conference here. And why the Knights haven't been a contender for first place since 2015. That one will go out of bounds. Knights still down by 13. (24-10). Only 1 point needed for the Mustangs to take this game. Trina Toth going to try to get that job done as she is with the first serve. Popped up by Miller for Knights. Kind of floated out, this time Jackson taking it. Jesse dumps it off, and that's a point. The Mustangs will take game 1 with a commanding victory of 25-10. The Knights didn't even really seem to have a chance in this one as they lost by 15 points. We'll be right back with game 2. You're watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com.
HVTV1.com and Hidden Valley High School wishes to give a special thanks to Evergreen Federal Bank and President Jeff Hyde. Thanks for the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Hidden Valley High School. Evergreen Federal Bank. Today's event on HVTV1.com is presented in part by great donors and contributors to Hidden Valley High School, such as Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, and Pete Allen Surveying. HVTV1.com and these great events at Hidden Valley High School are also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors such as Stephen Stark Excavation, and by Dar Benton Construction. And special thanks to Southern Oregon Audio Visual and Ciro Bignati, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix.
Welcome back to HVTV1. It's the Weimar Game of the Week on HVTV1.com, presented, of course, by Evergreen Federal Bank. Getting set for Game 2 here in Merlin, but Game 1 was all Hidden Valley. 25-10 the final score. They ran off a string of 9 in a row to start the game, and North Valley, they could just never catch up. Biggest lead of that game for the Mustangs was 14 at one point. But again, 25-10 was the final in Game 1. The Knights still have a chance to bounce back here. But the Mustangs, they're one step closer to taking this game on the road. Again, we take a look tonight going on around elsewhere in the Skyline Conference. The Hornets taking on the Vikings at Mazama High School. And the Pelicans taking on the Pirates at Phoenix High School. So Klamath Union and Phoenix, and Henley and Mazama, the two other games going around tonight on the Skyline Conference. Next week on Tuesday, North Valley will play Henley High School at Henley. The Pelicans from Klamath Union High School will play the Mazama Vikings at Mazama High School. And the Pirates will travel to to Hidden Valley High School to take on the Mustangs at home. So some interesting volleyball coming up though, but this one, again, that was all Mustangs right from the start. Caleb, give me some expert analysis. Rather not, I guess the student section's getting loud, and it's a fun one. But again, this one getting set and ready to go. So again, that first game, all Hidden Valley, and Caleb and I kind of thought we might see a bit of a closer one, but evidently it was kind of the exact opposite.
Yeah, Hidden Valley definitely came out with their A game, which seems to be working quite a bit more than North Valley's in that first game there. We'll see how this second one goes. Maybe they'll come back and attack with a new game plan. But on the other hand, it's also very likely that we'll see a repeat. What are you thinking, Josh?
Well, I'm thinking you're exact. I mean, North Valley, they had time to talk it over. They have time to develop a new game plan, but it's going to be tough for them to implement that against how good this Mustangs team has been.
Yeah, we've essentially seen every person serve at least, nearly 5 times. They're just, they're definitely in the driver's seat in this one.
North Valley, they're doing their best here to keep this one in motion. Polster setting that one up. Now Jackson pops it up. Jesse launches it, and that one is going to roll right out of the gym. So an opening point. This time I believe that was for the Knights, but I guess it'll go the way of the Mustangs, at least according to the scoreboard in here. Jackson keeping that one up. That time knocked over by Toth. A nice attempt there by Kendall Beagley. This time by Jesse. Can't quite get anything done, and we're in for some long ones. That one going out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Mustangs for sure. We heard the student section from Hidden Valley chanting, you lost to 3A. And just to clarify, they're wrong. I don't know if you heard them or not, but there is reclassification for football this year, and only football. Only the Mustangs team dropping down to the 3A. Everything else is remaining in the 4A. But if you want to learn more about that, visit osa.org. Another point for the Mustangs. Popped up high in the air. And Kirkland tried to launch that one over her head, but no good. 4-0 now. Again, this is game 2, game 1, 25-10. That one's going to end up going out of bounds. Opening point for the Knights. Rather not opening point, but their first point of this second game. Kirkland setting it up. Now Miller. Calave Kuglo tried to make a play there, but instead it'll be a point for the Mustangs. 5-1. Again, this second game brought to you by My Circle K. Make a pit stop today at My Circle K, powered by Colvin Oil, and enjoy a popular pup. Any size, any day, any time, just 89 cents. And get a kickback rewards card and earn points with every purchase you can redeem just like cash. Find them, follow them, and kick back with them at mycirclek.com. As the Knights, they take another point here. Popped up in the rafters, awful light, but saved by Jesse. You don't see that too often. Jackson trying to push that one over. Point for the Mustangs. Six to 2. The Knights hanging a little bit tougher than they did last time. Again, last game opening up 9-0 for the Mustangs. Going out of bounds. So not much different is happening. Really popping that one up. Now Polster setting it up for Jesse. That'll be a point for the Knights. So they're hanging tough, 6-4. Serving for the Knights is Elisa Schmidt. Knights trying to make a comeback, 6-5. It's a pretty close one. Still a lot left to be played. We talked about a little bit in the pregame show. The Mustangs, they can reverse this momentum at any time as Jackson dumps that one off. But another point for the Knights, and they tie it. And the Knights take a lead, their first lead of the night, 7-6 in favor of North Valley. And maybe this home court starting to do a little bit of something for them. Popped up by Jackson. The Mustangs will tie it up. 7-7, now back to serve for the Mustangs is Hallie Jesse, the senior captain. Unfortunate. 8-7 now for the Knights as that one just went straight into the net. That'll be a point for the Mustangs. Tied up at 8 now. It's a closer one than the first game. Toth serving that one over. That time popped up by Herkoltz. Jackson, a good save in the back. This time popped up by Jesse. Now Hurley. She gets the point. Mustangs now lead by 1, 9-8. Another point for the Mustangs. They now lead 10-8. That one off the arm of Kendall Beagley. She's a senior, making that mistake there, letting it get behind her. We saw that a couple times from Olivia Jackson on Tuesday night. The Mustangs still able to take that one relatively convincingly. Another point for the Lady Stings, 11-8. The Mustangs, they're starting to increase their lead. Coming into the game now for North Valley is Alyssa Schmidt. Taking his seat is Kendall Beagley. Trina Toth serving for the Mustangs. It goes out of bounds, so a point for the Knights. Serving now for the Knights, that's Isabel Kirkland. (12-9) now in favor of the Lady Stangs. Olivia Jackson now back to serve. That one could have gone either way. Jackson, she let it get past her and landing right on the line. So that'll be a point for the North Valley Knights. 12-10 now. This time these teams are staying close. Tough. Lets that one get out of bounds. It'll be a point for the Mustangs, 13-10. Rachel Polster serving for the Mustangs. Popped up by Miller. And a point to the Knights off the arm of Kalavikoglu. (14-11) now in favor of the Lady Stangs. Hidden Valley student section still very much here in Merlin. It's fun to listen to them. 14-12 now, still in favor of the Mustangs.
This is definitely a lot closer. You know, I really think that they, whatever their coach said to them in that break was definitely pretty useful.
Looks like a lot more team play, a lot less of trying to do it all yourself, and that one landing in the corner. A nice play by Kalavikoglu, 14-13. Miller, a nice play. This game is tied up at 14. Rebecca Miller, the junior, making some nice plays for North Valley. Dumped off by DeVos. That'll be a point for the Mustangs. (15-14). Only 10 more for the Mustangs, but now only 10 more for the Knights as this game is tied up again. Third tie in this game. Popped up by Jackson. Set up by Polster. Landis trying to do a little work, and a nice save by North Valley's number 10, Jessica Herkoltz. And Miller lets that one get past her. Mustangs take the lead 16-15. Miller knocking that one down. Hurley in a good spot though. Jesse just pushes it over. And no one in the right spot. Tied again. We saw this versus Henley. Again, 16 ties in all 3 games versus Henley. As that was a close one. This is our third, or rather fourth tie in this game. Landis tries to do some damage, couldn't quite get it done. Oh, and right off the tip of DeVos's finger. The Knights take the lead for the second time. Serving for the Knights, Emily Galusha. She tries to save that one and couldn't quite do it. Mustangs tie it up. We're tied for the 5th time tonight. Grace Landis comes out. Trina Toth comes in. Toth is back to serve behind Olivia Jackson in the black and Hallie Jesse, the captain. A nice play by Hurley. A point for the Mustangs. That was a great play there. 18-17 now. Toth still serving for the Mustangs. But that one will go out. The Knights tie it up again. Janelle Hurley, a good play, and that one will be a point for the Mustangs. 19-18 now. No, Hurley just shot that one out of a gun, and it ended up a point for the Mustangs. So it was a great play. That time, Jackson back to serve for the Mustangs. And I think that's going to be a point for the Knights, yeah. Janelle Hurley touched it before it came over, so tied up at 19. This one's going to have a close finish. A much closer finish than game one.
Yeah, that's pretty much guaranteed at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, it was guaranteed by like the first couple seconds of this one.
Yeah, an entirely different Knights team coming out this time around. Jackson setting up Hurley, but in the right position. That was Schmidt. She dumps it over, but Jackson in the right spot this time. A point for the Knights as they take the lead. They're the first one to 20, and now they're in good position to try to finish this one off. Hate to draw attention to it, but now the Hidden Valley student section is sitting down, but they take the point, tied up at 20. Can't have a sitting down student section if you want to win. Come on, Mustangs.
I don't even know how you can win one single game without doing that.
21-20. Early in the back to save that one. Toth popping it up. Now Polster tries to shove it over. A good stop by Schmidt. And that one goes out. A point for the Mustangs. They tie it up again. 7th tie now in this game alone. (21-21). Janelle Hurley now serving. The referee's talking about something up front. Still 21-21. Oh! That one coming right off the forearm of Alyssa Schmidt. So a point for the Mustangs, 22-21. Got a little bit tongue-tied there, but still a point for the Mustangs as they lead by 1. Janelle Hurley still back to serve. A nice play up front, but still saved by North Valley. This play is really developing. DeVos dumps it off, and another one. That time saved, a point for the Mustangs. Timeout on the floor. The score 23-21. The Mustangs are leading the Knights here in game 2. You're watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on hvtv1.com.
Oregon California Supply is your one-stop shop for construction, logging, rigging, hose and hydraulic lines and fittings, and fire and safety equipment. Oregon California Supply in Grants Pass next to Wild River Pizza. Make a pit stop today at My Circle K, powered by Colvin Oil, and enjoy a Polar Pop any day, any size, just 89 cents. And get a kickback rewards card and earn points with every purchase. Points you can redeem just like cash. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the By-Mark Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. 23-21 the score. The Knights trying to get back into this one, and they will. That was perfectly placed in the back corner by Kalavikoglu. 23-22 now. Kalavikoglu with the serve this time too. That one stopped by Polster. A point for the Knights, and we're tied at 23. A very, very close finish in the making. Kalavikoglu with the serve that time. Jackson popping it up. Polster setting it up for DeVos, but a good save by North Valley's number 4, Nealons. And it's dumped off. Saved by DeVos in the front. Miller setting it up. Janelle Hurley saving it perfectly now. Grace Landis can't do anything, as this is a very important point that the Knights are going to take. 24-23, the North Valley Knights are leading. They need one more to take a game off of the Mustangs, and there is a timeout on the floor. Again, 24-23 the score. The Knights are leading the Mustangs. You're watching HVTV1.com.
TV1 is presented in part by By-Mart. By-Mart delivers value every day with weekly ads, owner's choice pricing, cyber deals, and Lucky Number Tuesday. Get ready for your season for less with By-Mart. For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass, thanks to Southern Oregon Sanitation.
Welcome back to the By-Mark Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. It's a close one. As Janelle Hurley, she's popping that one up. 24-23, the Knights just need one more point to take a game off the Mustangs, and they set it up. No, a good play by Hurley in the back. Polster setting this one up as Jesse knocks it over, and they tie it up at 24. Incredible, and I believe in volleyball you need to be ahead by 2 to win. So now could be first to 26, and we'll see what happens. It's knocked over. Off the floor, great save by Polster. Hurley popping it up. DeVos dumps it over, but a nice save by Kirkland. DeVos keeping that one in play. Janelle Hurley. Oh my goodness, and a point for the Knights. They've still got to get one more here to take this game. A timeout on the court, 25-24. A big one coming up. You're watching HVTV1.com.
TV1 is presented in part by By-Mart. By-Mart delivers value every day with weekly ads, owner's choice pricing, cyber deals, and Lucky Number Tuesday. Get ready for your season for less with By-Mart. For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass, thanks to Southern Oregon Sanitation.
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the Bi-Mart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. The Knights need one more point to take a game off of the Mustangs. 25-24, but if the Mustangs get this point, we're still in overtime. Back to serve for the Knights is Jessica Herkoltz, a senior. We'll see if she can get the job done here. A lot of pressure coming up now as Jackson popping that one up. Polster now trying to set it up for Landis, and the point, it goes out of bounds. The Knights take a game off of the Mustangs. 26-24. And that's something I don't think we're going to see too many more times this season. 26-24, the Knights, they take a game off of the Mustangs. We'll be right back with more action. We'll recap what we just saw. Stay tuned. You're watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com.
HVTV1.com and Hidden Valley High School wishes to give a special thanks to Evergreen Federal Bank and President Jeff Hyde. Thanks for the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Hidden Valley High School. Evergreen Federal Bank. Today's event on HVTV1.com is presented in part by great donors and contributors to Hidden Valley High School, such as Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, and Pete Allen Surveying. HVTV1.com and these great events at Hidden Valley High School are also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors such as Stephen Stark Excavation and by Dar Benton Construction. And special thanks to Southern Oregon Audio Visual and Ciro Bignotti, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix.
Welcome back to the Bi-Mart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. This match is tied 1 game apiece. After game 1, Hidden Valley was leading 25-10, an absolute dominating performance from the Mustangs. And in game 2, the Knights completely turned it around. An absolutely phenomenal performance from them, 26-24. The Knights taking that one. So right now we're at 1-1, and I'm fairly certain that's nothing either of us expected coming out from this Knights team after that first game.
Yeah, there's I mean, if you told me that next game was going to come out with that score, I wouldn't believe you. I mean, that was definitely one of the most exciting games I think I've seen of volleyball. I mean, yeah, that was awesome. I mean, coming back from especially, I mean, the game before that, that's just, I mean, you really have to completely switch your entire mindset going into that next game. And, I mean, they did, and they came out with it. I'm very impressed.
Very impressed. Almost the point, I don't even know what to say. I mean, and it wasn't bad play from the Mustangs that lent them that victory. That was just great play from the Knights. Fantastic plays up front, not letting the Mustangs take advantage of mistakes that they've made in the past. You know, that was just great play from the Knights, and frankly, both teams. But now that we're in game 3, this is a pivotal game. As whoever wins this one will definitely be put in the driver's seat. But are you expecting more of a replica of game 1 or game 2 going into this one, Caleb?
I mean, I think it could really go either way at this point. I mean, we could either see the Mustangs, get down on themselves, or they could come back as they usually do. But I don't know. We'll have to see. At this point, I think it's anyone's game.
So again, we get set for game 3. First game was 25-10 in favor of the Mustangs. The second game was 26-24 in favor of the Knights. And now as we begin game 3, we'd like to remind you that game 3 is brought to you by Southern Oregon Sanitation. For cycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass. As we get right back into the action, a nice save in the back by Kirkland of the Knights. The Knights playing very, very well up front. That time set up by Polster, dumped off by DeVos, but saved. That time by Copenhaver as it goes out of bounds. A point for the Knights. 1-0 the score now. Opening point for North Valley, that time going to Hidden Valley, so they're tied up very, very quickly. Back to serve now for the Mustangs is Trina Toff. Another point for the Knights. Already back and forth to begin this one. Frankly, I root for the Mustangs, but I'm all right with an exciting finish. Serving now for the Knights, Kendall Beagley. Jackson setting that one up. Dumped off by DeVos, but a good save up front for the Knights. And it's in. Knights come out 3-1 here early. The Mustangs are just trying to do the same thing over and over again, and the Knights are seeing right through that. Whatever game plan that the Mustangs had, they might need to change it up here. Jackson in a good spot to handle that one. A nice play by Polster, diving, laying it all out. Landis an opportunity, and she'll get it. 3-2 now. Now serving as Elizabeth DeVos. Popped up by Trina Toth, that time now by Polster. Nice stop up front by Jesse. A point for the Knights, and this place is really starting to get loud. 4-2 now. Five to 2 now in favor of the Knights. Polster setting that one up. A nice save by Miller, and she gets it off Landis, now setting it up for Polster. Now back to Landis. Oh. Good play there on both sides, but Landis coming out with the point there. 5-3 now. Hallie Jesse back to serve. A nice save there, but a rule breaker is 5-4 now the score. Hidden Valley ties it after that one goes out of bounds, 5-5. The Mustangs with some clear momentum. Hallie Jesse, again the captain, back to serve, trying to lead that team. But it goes out of bounds. That one launched out of the cannon will go to the Knights. 6-5 now. Polster getting that one over. Now the Knights, their turn to set up a play. Miller just launches it over, but Jackson in the right spot. Grace Landis, another point, as that ties the game at 6, as she's come up clutch with a couple key ones, and now she's back to serve. Hidden Valley takes the lead 7-6. And it's another good serve. Miller trying to dump it off, that time hit by Hurley. Jackson now setting it up. Another point for Grace Landis. That's 3 in a row for her, as now the Mustangs lead 8-6. 9-6 now in favor of the Lady Stangs. Trying to block up front. A point for the Mustangs. 10-6 now in game 3. Again, if you're just joining us, it's HVTV1.com, the Weimar Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. Mustangs and Knights volleyball. So game 1 was all Mustangs. That game finishing 25-10, but in game 2, a much tighter affair, 26-24 in favor of the North Valley Knights. I suggest you stay tuned for this one because we might be in for a good finish here in game 3 as well. This time popped up by Hallie Jesse. And out of bounds it goes, a point for the Mustangs. Trying to stay in front here, up by 4, and they have been for a while. The Mustangs trying to keep a healthy distance away from the North Valley Knights. Going out of bounds. Knights will take a point. Serving now is Isabel Kirkland. See her on your screen right now. Early touching that one, and now dumped off by DeVos. A point for the Mustangs. Very close to call, but 12-8 is the score. A nice save by Kirkland, but all for naught. That was a fantastic play, laying it all out, but she couldn't get it over the net. Timeout on the floor. Score is 13-8. The Mustangs are leading. Stay tuned as we're going to be in for a good finish here. You're watching the Weimar Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com.
Oregon California Supply is your one-stop shop for construction, logging, rigging, hose and hydraulic lines and fittings, and fire and safety equipment. Oregon California Supply in Grants Pass next to Wild River Pizza. Make a pit stop today at My Circle K, powered by Colvin Oil, and enjoy a Polar Pop any day, any size, just 89 cents. And get a kickback rewards card and earn points with every purchase. Points you can redeem just like cash. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
Welcome back to HVTV1 Student News. It's the Weimar Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. Score is 13-8 now. The Mustangs are leading this one. And it's been a good one so far. Again, game 1 going in favor of the Mustangs, 25-10. And game 2 going in favor of the Knights, 26-24. And now serving is Rachel Polster for the Lady Stangs. Talking something over with Olivia Jackson, and now we're set and ready to go. Shoved off by Kirkland. That time dumped off. A good save by Landis. Midcourt. Hurley trying to lay down a hammer and couldn't quite do it. 13-9 now. Serving now for the Knights is Rebecca Miller. Hallie Jesse setting up Grace Landis, and a nice save by Copenhaver. That one going up and over. A point for the Mustangs, keeping a healthy distance. 14-9 now. This is the Mustangs' biggest lead since they led by a score of 14 in game 1. Toth making a good play. Kirkland stopping that one. Probably would have gone out of bounds, and that time a point for DeVos. 15-9 now. But the Knights still not out of it. We saw a good resilient effort from them in game 2. Popped up by Rebecca Miller. That one hit in the back, but a good save by Polster. Landis lays down the hammer. That one came out of a cannon. 16-9 now. Coming into the game for North Valley, Alyssa Schmidt, a junior. Bolster saving that one from going out of bounds, and Jesse makes a good play right off the back of it. 17-9. Trinidad was serving for the Mustangs. Jackson setting that one up for Landis. A nice save in the back, that time from Galusha from North Valley. Bolster popping it up. DeVos dumps it. Nope. Still staying up. Good defense from up front on the Knights. A point for the Mustangs. Perfect placement. 18-9 now as this game slowly starting to resemble what we saw in game one. Popped up by Miller. A point for the Knights. This crowd erupts every time they get a point. And home court advantage, definitely something the Knights have on their side here in Merlin, and it is very apparent. The HV student section
still being heard.
They're still being heard, but they're definitely not as loud as all these North Valley faithfuls out here. Landis a good play, but Miller still popping it up. Schmidt trying to dump it off to the front. A nice save by Jackson, but it'll go out of bounds anyway. So now 18-11. The Knights trying to slowly crawl back into this one. Be careful now because they can definitely do the same as the Mustangs did as Schmidt back to serve. This one popped up by Toth. Now Landis smashes it out of bounds. 18-12. Allie Jesse shoves it over. Now Kirkland. Oh, miscommunication up front between Landis and Bolster. A point for North Valley. I don't know if I'm there, I might call a timeout if I'm Coach Lamica. Try to talk that over, make sure this thing doesn't run too out of control. The Knights down by 5. A nice save by Toth, popped up by Polster, and DeVos dumps it off, but Kirkland in the right spot at the right time. Mustangs are taking that one. Taylor Nealon's playing that corner by the scoring desk. She's tried a couple times, but coming up empty. Is now back to serve as Elizabeth DeVos for the Mustangs. I think it found the corner, and it did. The Knights will take that one. 19-14. Copenhaver with the point on that one. Now back to serve. That's Kalevi Kuglo. And a point for the Mustangs. That one off of Grace Landis. She's come up pretty clutch here in this game. Hidden Valley student section now getting pumped up more than ever. Is now Hidden Valley only 5 points away from taking this game 3. A nice stop up front by Grace Landis and Elizabeth DeVos, so it'll be a point. Allie Jesse, the captain, now back to serve. Goes out of bounds. Jesse putting a little bit too much mustard on those serves. That's about the 3rd time she's done it this game. Jackson popping that one up. Landis places it right between, I believe that was Schmidt and Hercolt, so a point for the Mustangs. 22-15. Serving now is Grace Landis for the Mustangs. And going out of bounds, another point for the Mustangs. Kirkland shoving it over, but Jackson in the right spot. Jesse popping it up for Hurley. Almost a stop up front from Hurley, but a point for the Knights regardless. 23-16 now. Serving is Emily Galusha. Popped up by Jesse. A point for the Knights. 23-17 now. The Knights trying to claw back into this one. They are down by 6, but that's nothing that they can't overcome. Popped up for Hurley, and it finds the floor. A point for the Mustangs. 24-17. Olivia Jackson now serving for the Stangs. Up front defensively for the Mustangs. They are all up there, knowing that North Valley is going to want to set up a play. So now Hurley in the right spot, off the rafters, almost a collision, and Landis dumps it off and nothing working. Jesse popping it up now. And a point for the Mustangs. And they take this one 25-17. 25-17, the final in Game 3, much to the dismay of North Valley fans around us. But stay with us for Game 4. You're watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com.
HVTV1.com and Hidden Valley High School wishes to give a special thanks to Evergreen Federal Bank and President Jeff Hyde. Thanks for the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Hidden Valley High School. Evergreen Federal Bank. Today's event on HVTV1.com is presented in part by great donors and contributors to Hidden Valley High School, such as Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, and Pete Allen Surveying. HVTV1.com and these great events at Hidden Valley High School are also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors such as Stephen Stark Excavation and by Dar Benton Construction. And special thanks to Southern Oregon Audio Visual and Ciro Bignotti, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix.
Welcome back to HVTV1's presentation of the Bi-Mart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. As we head to Game 4, been a little bit back and forth so far. Hidden Valley taking Game 1 25-10. North Valley taking Game 2 26-24. And finally Hidden Valley taking Game 3, that last one, 25-17. So it's going to be interesting to see what version of North Valley we get here in Game 4. As again, Game 1, it was all the Mustangs. They made a big adjustment in Game 2. The Knights did at least. Came out with a victory, so it's going to be interesting to see what Knights team comes out to fight here in Game 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no way of telling at this point. We've pretty much seen, nearly two different teams playing here tonight. So we'll see how they do in this next game here.
So again, the Mustangs one game away from taking one on the road here in North Valley against their rivals. And we mentioned in the pregame show, it's the third time these two schools have played in the past week. Again, Friday night in football at Hidden Valley High School. The Mustangs taking that one 29-28. And then last night in boys soccer, That game finished 3-0 in favor of North Valley, so you can kind of think of this one as the rubber match in the week. So Mustangs on the verge of taking this one here. They're going to need a good Game 4. Game 4 is sponsored by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix for all your improvement project. Whether you're pouring a sidewalk, patio, or RV pad, call Riverside Ready Mix at 476-1424. Again, 476-1424. We're getting set to go in this one. Active serve is Rachel Polster, and that one goes over as we're getting set for Game 4. It'll be a close one. Going out of bounds. A point for the Knights. Didn't quite get the call on that one. But North Valley going to start out with the opening point. Now serving for the Knights is Kendall Beagley. Nice play by DeVos as the Mustangs even it up quickly. Serving is Trina Toth. A nice save by Jackson, but the Mustangs, they can't get the job done. That time going the way of the Mustangs, 2-2. This game 3 started out very close, and the Mustangs, they kind of ran away with it there at the end, so we'll see if the Knights are going to stay with the Mustangs this time out. Hitting the rafters, back there was Toth, and now Landis launches it over. The Knights take that one. Off the net, so Hidden Valley ties it up without even touching that one. 3-3. Landis launching that one. Tied up at 4. Toth coming out and Janelle Hurley coming in. Serving now for the Mustangs is Grace Landis. Janelle Hurley spiking that one down, 5-4 now in favor of the Mustangs. A nice block up front. That one coming from Joanna DeVos. Tied up at 5 though. That serve coming from Isabel Kirkland. And Janelle Hurley puts it in the corner. They point for the Knights. Or rather the Mustangs, sorry. Referee giving us mixed signals there. 6-5 in favor of the Mustangs. Olivia Jackson with the serve. That was a good block up front by Elizabeth DeVos. Another point for the Mustangs. 7-5 now in game 4. Jackson still with the serve. Finds the back corner. Another point for the Mustangs as they start to rack up a few. They now lead by 3. Their biggest lead of the night so far was by 14, and that was in game 1. Miller a good hit on that one, but Jackson was in the right spot. Hurley almost discombobulating that North Valley defense. Tipped off by DeVos, that time shoved over. Kirkland blocking that one from possibly going out of bounds. An attempted block up front, and she'll touch the net. Rebecca Miller back now with the serve. Jackson keeping that one afloat. Landis launching that one. It will be out of bounds. 7 points now for the Knights. And now still serving is Rebecca Miller. Student section for Hidden Valley starting to wake up a bit. Bolster keeping that one to Landis, and that'll be a point for her. 9-7 now. Grace Landis has been absolutely clutch in these tight situations. Out of bounds, still a 1-point game. 9-8 now, still in favor of the Mustangs. Coming into the game for North Valley is Taylor Nealons. Taking a seat was Jessica Herkoltz. Bolster popping it up. Hurley with the point. Finding the back corner. Good placement from this Mustangs team so far. 10-8 now. And serving will be Trina Toth. Miller popping it up. In the right spot, those Landis. That had a lot of backspin on it. It is after one hop that ends up on the North Valley side, but that'll be a point for the Knights. It's 10-9 the score. Now, Hellevi Kuglo with the serve and doesn't make it over. In fact, catches the back of the head from Copenhaver. A little bit of a goofy mistake there, but now DeVos back to serve, and unfortunate off of Kirkland's forearm. Mustangs now lead 12-9. Landing out of bounds will be a point for the Knights. Olivia Jackson comes back in. DeVos will take a seat. Elizabeth DeVos, that is. Still in the game is Joanna DeVos as she hit that one, but it won't be a point as Miller in the way of that one. Jackson with the dive. Polster pops it up. Toth not with the point. A point for the Knights. Within one now, our North Valley. Serving for the Knights now. Jessica Herklotz. Popped up by Polster. Landis. A tie game. Olivia Jackson selling out for that one, but the Knights will take the lead 13-12. Another one for the Knights. Timeout on the floor, 14-12 in favor of North Valley as we head to break. You're watching HVTV1.com.
HVTV1 Student News is sponsored in part by Fields Ace Home Center, your hometown hardware store where you drive a little and save a lot. Fields Ace Home Center is open 7 days a week in Murphy. This event also sponsored in part by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. Since 1954, our flame-grilled, freshly prepared tradition goes into every order from Burger Kings of Southern Oregon.
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the Weimar Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. 14-12 the score in favor of North Valley. It's game 4 here in Merlin, Oregon. 25-10 was the score of the first game. 26-24 the score of the second in favor of North Valley. And 25-17 for the Mustangs in game 2. And now the Knights, they're taking a lead over the Mustangs, 15-12. (16-12) now. The Knights starting to pull away in this one. Going out of bounds, a point for the Mustangs. Hidden Valley student section stands back up. We'll see if we hear some chants from them. Way to get this team back into it as Hallie Jesse's back to serve. Kirkland a good stop in the back. Now Miller trying to dump that one off and couldn't quite get it as Olivia Jackson now. And Landis with the point. Again, Grace Landis coming up big, making the score 16-14 still in favor of the Knights. Hallie Jesse back to serve. Set up for Landis, and she takes another one. 16-15. Grace Landis is coming up absolutely huge for the Mustangs as 16-15 is the score as we head to break. The Mustangs one game away here from taking this one as we head to break. You're watching HVTV1.com. It's the Weimar Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank.
HVTV1 Student News is sponsored in part by Fields Ace Home Center, your hometown hardware store where you drive a little and save a lot. Fields Ace Home Center is open 7 days a week in Murphy. This event also sponsored in part by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. Since 1954, our flame-grilled, freshly prepared tradition goes into every order from Burger Kings of Southern Oregon.
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the Weimar Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. There you see the heart of the Hidden Valley student section. And they're looking to get right back into this one, as is the team itself. 16-15 in favor of the North Valley Knights. And it's a tie game. Jackson setting that one up. A nice save by Jackson in the back. That one popped up by Jesse, and Landis attempted with the point, but she was able to save it. Kirkland now popping it up. And we're tied at 17. Galusha back to serve, the junior for the Knights. We're tied at 17. It's a big one coming up. Popped up by Jackson. Jesse trying to set it up for Landis. Oh, and the one mistake she couldn't afford to make. 18-17 now in favor of the North Valley Knights. Point for the Mustangs as they tie it up. Tied at 18 now. Mustangs still technically playing from behind, but they love to get out in front here. And back to serve is Grace Landis. She's done it all night. She looks to continue the work here. Almost finding the back corner. A nice save that time from Herklotz. (19-18) now for the Knights. Just really coming down to it. Kirkland is serving. Gets over. Jackson puts it up. Landis tries to place in the back corner. Can't quite do it. Popped up. And a point for the Mustangs. Seems like all of these points aren't done by fantastic plays, just errors from the other team. It's tough to get excited about that, but still a tight game at 19-19. In-Valley student section getting into it. That time Beagley. Hurley tries to dump it off, and a point for the Mustangs. They take the lead. 20-19 now. Only 5 away from taking this close matchup. That one is going to end up out of bounds. The Mustangs, they're now leading by 2. 21-19. You can see it on their face how excited they are right when that one went out of bounds. Olivia Jackson now back to serve for the Mustangs. Kirkland popping it up. And I think it found the back corner. It did. A point for the Knights, 21-20. This place erupted. That ball found the back corner. A great play there by Kalavik-Huglo. And now Miller back to serve. A big one coming up. She gets it over. Jackson taking that one. Jesse pops it up, and DeVos dumps it off, but a nice play up front by Schmidt. Landis pops it up, and now Jesse pops it up. Hurley with the point. 22-20 now. All for the spike from Janelle Hurley. Rachel Polster now back to serve for the Mustangs. And it's out of bounds, another one for the Stangs. 23-20. And now the student sections are going at it, and it's getting real heated here at the end. Polster serves, and now a good save by Kirkland. Miller tips it up for Kalavik-Huglo. Landis, she tried to save it and couldn't. 23-21. It's getting intense here toward the end. Serving now is Kendall Beagley. Janelle Hurley, she can't find the back corner. 23-22, the Knights are within 1. Kendall Beagley still serving for the Knights. It goes up. Landis stopping that one. Polster knocking it up, and a point. That one coming off for Hallie Jesse. Mustangs within one now. It's going to take a lot for the Knights. They are only down by 2, but the Mustangs have the momentum. A timeout is called. We're going to stay with you on this one as a minute timeout. 24-22. The Mustangs are leading here late in game 4, but Caleb, it's still starting to heat up around here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is going to come down to nothing less than a photo finish, I think. I mean, we've seen these games. We've seen, Hidden Valley dominate. We've seen North Valley dominate at times. I think this one's really just going to come down to the wire. It's going to come down to really that last serve.
Hidden Valley is going to get that last serve, I believe, as 24-22 is the score here in game 4. Again, just to recap, 25-10 was the score in game 1. 26-24 was the score in game 2, and then 25-17 Hidden Valley winning game 3, and they're on the verge of winning game 4. Trina Toth back to serve. Everyone on edge here in Merlin on the campus of North Valley High School. That one going over. Kirkland saving that one. Miller dumping that one in the air, and DeVos dumping it off. Jackson saving it in the back, and now Polster sets it up for DeVos, but Kirkland in the right spot at the right time. And that one, it ends up out of bounds. The Mustangs, they take this one 25-22. I must say, a little bit of an anticlimactic way to win that one on a ball that rolls out of bounds, but still the Mustangs taking this one regardless. Again, 25-22, 3-1 over North Valley. Stay with us as we bring you the My Circle K post-game show on the Weimar Game of the Week on Evergreen Federal Bank, HVTV1.com.
HVTV1.com and Hidden Valley High School wishes to give a special thanks to Evergreen Federal Bank and President Jeff Hyde. Thanks for the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Hidden Valley High School. Evergreen Federal Bank. Today's event on HVTV1.com is presented in part by great donors and contributors to Hidden Valley High School, such as Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, and Pete Allen Surveying. HVTV1.com and these great events at Hidden Valley High School are also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors such as Stephen Stark Excavation and by Dar Benton Construction. And special thanks to Southern Oregon Audio Visual and Ciro Bignati, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix.
Welcome back to the Weimar Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com, and it's the My Circle K post-game show as the Mustangs, they take this one 3-1 over the North Valley Knights here in Merlin, Oregon. Just to recap, 25-10 was the score in game 1. The Knights then bounced back 26-24 in game 2, 25-17 in game 3, and then finally 25-23 in the final game 4. So a strong performance by both teams, frankly. The Knights impressed me. I didn't expect them to do this well and take a game off this dominant Mustangs team, but they did just that, and a phenomenal performance to be sure. As again, the Mustangs, they take this one 3-1. So we take a look at where that puts these two teams in the Skyline Conference right now. So now Hidden Valley there 3-0 overall, 3-0 in league, 7-2 overall. Following them is Henley. As far as we know right now, they're 2-1 in league play. They are 9-4 overall. Klamath Union is 1-1 and 6-5 overall. Phoenix is 1-1 and 3-9 overall. North Valley, they fall to 1-2. They are now 2-9 overall. And Mazama is 0-3. They are 2-9 overall in the Skyline Conference. We take a look at the entire state of Oregon in the 4A. The OSA top 10. Number 1 is Cottage Grove. They are 9-1. Number 2 is Sweet Home at 8-1. 3 is the Hidden Valley Mustangs. They are now at 7-2. Number 4 is LeGrand at 8-1. Number 5 is Philomath at 10-3. Number 6 is the defending state champions, Valley Catholic at 6-2. Number 7 is Marshfield at 11-2. Number 8 is Estacada at 6-2. Number 9, Corbett, they are 7-2. And then finally, Astoria is 8-3. Again, around the skyline tonight, other games going on. Henley High School, they are playing the Mazama Vikings at Mazama High School. And the Klamath Union Pelicans are taking on the Pirates at Phoenix High School. On Tuesday next week for the Skyline Conference, North Valley, they travel to Klamath Falls to take on the Henley Hornets. Klamath Union, they take on the Vikings at Mazama High School, and the Phoenix Pirates come to Hidden Valley High School. We bring that game to you live on hvtv1.com. Again, that's Tuesday the 25th. But before that, of course, tomorrow night, we've got some Hidden Valley football traveling to Salem Academy. You can catch that right here on hvtv1.com. That'll about do it for us for now, and we hope you enjoyed watching the Hidden Valley Mustangs on hvtv1.com. You've been watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week and the Event of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. You can watch a free archived replay of this event by simply logging on to hvtv1.com or our YouTube page, HVTV1 Student News. Join us next time for another live event with the Hidden Valley Mustangs on HVTV1 Student News. Once again, the final score, Hidden Valley 3, North Valley 1. The executive producers of HVTV1 are Brian Miller and Jay Reese. For Caleb DiBala, I'm Josh Eldridge. Thanks for watching and good night from Merlin, Oregon.